Hello there, I'm the thenthapple, and today we're going to take a look at the Pale Lady, an interesting individual within Skyrim with an interesting questline attached to her. It will involve the crypt that you can see behind me and certain individuals. So first of all, where is it located? Well, it's located right here, the Frostmere Crypt. It can be found just down the way from Shaft and Dawnstar. I don't even know if I pronounced that right, probably not. And you first learn about it with an encounter with a woman called Asa Blackthorn, which we're going to see here.
You'll pay for that! Oh, what a waste. Who in Dagon's name are you? Speak, or I'll cut you down where you stand.
She's a bit of a bitch, to be honest.
I was part of the gang in the ruins here. Friend of mine went crazy and stole the boss's sword. They blamed me for it. Look, I'm done here. Mop the floor with these idiots for all I care. Just get out of my way.
So you've learned the Pale Lady questline has begun, and you know her friend is going crazy, so let's take a little look inside and find out just what the fuck is going on here. So inside, the place is a ruin, there's bandits everywhere, it's pretty standard, but we're going to look at a little piece of paper first of all. So the paper is right here, Kyr's bounty. Kill Asa or Rajir on sight, 100 gold to whoever gives me their heads. So Rajir is assumingly Asa's partner, and he went crazy and stole the sword. So let's find out why he did it. So it's pretty standard for a Nordic crypt. That door ahead's locked and you can't get through it just yet. And there's some caged overhead areas which you can actually use to spy and plan out your next move, as there are several bandits in here. To the left here you'll find a room with not really much anything interesting in it, but to the right you can find many interesting little antidotes. So first of all, finding out more about what happened with Rajir and the sword, we can see Kyr's journal. So as we can see, he went here, it was a disaster. They haven't seen a caravan in ages, which they've been trying to raid. They haven't made any ground in the tunnels, a few are collapsing. They got 2 new recruits, Asa and Rajir, they've joined now, and one of them used to work in the mines. So he's put her in charge of it, and he's put Rajir on with the rest of the group, up above. So now we know that they joined up, they didn't coerce their way in, they were welcomed in. Let's see what else happens. So the tunnel's going well, they made a big find, a chest with 100 gold, and Rajir and his team have got 5 merchant caravans. Then they broke into a giant cavern, a whole forest down there, there's a sword laid out. It was eerie, they're saying, so we're going to find out the reason it was eerie. Okay, and the reason is there's a ghost down there, that comes later. So the last bit is the cat's going crazy, he loses focus, he says he wants the sword, he's been begging for it, he says he can't have it when he buries it in his stomach. So Rajir's been affected by something, and Asa is trying to cover for him, but Kyr doesn't believe her, as he shouldn't, as we see the citizen later. So Rajir's going crazy, it's something to do with the sword, and they broke into an underground forest. So that's what we know from this. So going into this room to the left over here, we can actually find out some of Asa's journal, and also Rajir's note to her. So Asa's journal starts like this. So, right within gang, with Javier and his thugs in his tail, wasn't a bad gig, but it was time to move on. So, he then goes on to say about how Rajir was able to find them a gig, or this job, excavating the tunnels, and raiding the caravans, and she's no idea how he does it, and we don't know either. It's never actually explained, probably just because he's a crafty cat. So, the next page then details about how they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're treasure digging, but they haven't actually found any treasure. So she's been put in charge of the dig, and she is trying to get actual progress. So then they're saying that the men are all weak, they're not able to lift an axe, they're very lazy, and she's instigated a extra rations thing to give people incentive to work, which is actually pretty smart if you ask me, but that's just me. So then night shift wake up, Rajir went out to take a look. They found a forest, underground forest, swallowed up by the earth, and people are saying that they shouldn't take the sword, but also they finally got a payoff. Rajir then says he's been having nightmares, he's talking about the Pale Lady, one of the swamp women. Now that should give you the clue as to what the Pale Lady is. Mainly a Wispmother. Yeah. So he's frightened of his own shadow, he's become a bit of an idiot. And the last page is Rajir can barely sleep at night, he wakes up screaming, saying about the Pale Lady will come for them and she'll kill them all if they don't put the sword back. So she's trying to cover for him, but she knows they're it's not going to be able to work. Now, she says that she's going to slip out, she says nothing about Rajir. Then when we read Rajir's note, it shows that he's finally set out to put right the wrongs he believes have been done. So the note right here, he says, he's seen every shadow, hear her voice in every breath of the wind, in my dreams, my ears, my mind. The pale lady, we have to stop her, just return the sword, and we can shut her away forever. I'll take this anymore, I will have to do it, I must. Now, he seems to care a lot more about her, because she was just gonna, as she made it out in her note, slip off and not bring him with her, which is kind of a bitchy thing to do. So let's find out a bit more. So when you're progressing down, you're gonna have to deal with a couple of more bandits, unfortunately. And there also is going to be a lever you're going to need to locate in order to actually unlock the door to get a bit further. Now that lever is actually located just in this little doorway you can see straight ahead of me. And we can actually sort of see their setup here, so clearly they brought a lot of provisions here. They were encamped here for quite a while, and Kier's journal and the amount of weeks it was put over also suggests this. So going to the end here, we can find in a caved-in tunnel which shows that these tombs may actually be a lot bigger than we initially thought. And then just to the right, you can see the lever that you'll be using to open the gate, the door, in order to proceed into the Frostmere Crypt itself. So progressing down these spiral staircases, we can see evidence of the dig. Carts laden with stones, pickaxes, and all this clearly happened just when Isaac arrived, because she said they barely even cleaned one room. So we can find even more bandits down here. Systems, cave systems I mean, a rock drop that if you've met any companions within Skyrim, you'll know as soon as they run into a rock, they will somehow injure themselves and be half dead. Thank Christ it didn't happen this time. This is actually the empty chest they said they found 100 gold coins in, so I find that very interesting. They actually included that little antidote there. And then to the left here we can find out, when you come down here the first time, one of the only guys working or mining, the rest of them are just fucking about. I killed him, of course, because, you know, he's evil, but that's just me. And after that, we can enter the Frostmere depths proper. So you can find Kier stabbed here and dying, and you can talk to him.
Finally, someone came. The cat, Rajir, ambushed me. He's trying to take the sword back. I can't.
So then he did, and we start seeing some of these little bastards here. The first signs, to me anyway, that this was going to be some Wispmother bollocks. So he's got some pretty good gear on him, and then we can actually see Rajir running down to actually try to take on the pale lady. He doesn't really get very far. She strikes him down almost immediately. And then after that, she tries to have her way with us, but I'll be having none of that. And we manage to kill her. She is quite powerful, so I suggest you've got some armor with ice resistance and some ranged weapons, as I did here. And then you deal with her. So after she's dead, you can go and look at Rajir's corpse. You'll be able to get the sword. It's called the Pale Blade. It's got pretty good effects on it, it's got pretty good damage, but further in the game it won't be much use to you. But this actually is part of completing the quest line. So if you take the blade back, the quest line will be almost completed, and then you have to activate the sword stand by placing the sword back. Now oddly enough, it doesn't, you can take it back again and nothing happens, so you can just complete the quest line, then take the sword for yourself. Now there is a word wall over there, and there's also a chest to the left, but that's not what we're going for. So past an old man, up a rock, a sleeping dragon, some guy with 3 eyes, we're going to find this little chest up here, master locked, and it doesn't really have anything very good in it, as Skyrim's randomization with chests really works, but yeah, you can give it a go. It had some gold. So after that, you can actually go to the word wall itself, this one right here, and you will get the shout, word of power learned, flesh, ice form, whether the first or second or third part of the shout. So it's a pretty good one. It lets you freeze people solid. You can fuck around with it by like freezing birds and then pushing them off cliffs and stuff. Yeah. Then this chest. The first time I went through this, it didn't have this shield in it. Maybe it will for you, but this kind of pissed me off because I went back to an earlier save to do this, and now I can't get that awesome ebony shield. Yep. So after this, we can then exit back to the Frostmere Crypts, and we'll actually end up right here. Now, first of all, this will actually unlock the door that we couldn't get through before. No one was barred, and would lead you right to the beginning. But one thing just before that, in this little body of water down here, if you jump in, you can get a chest. It's got some stuff in it. It's not bad. Yeah. And that's it. That is the Pale Lady, a Wispmother bound to a sword called the Pale Blade that for some reason corrupted Rajir's mind. Now we don't know why it affected him. Maybe because the species he was, or maybe because he was the first person to touch it before Kier took it off him. We don't know. Also, I don't know if this was once this mountain range didn't exist, because there's several cracks which couldn't have accounted for all the foliage and trees down here. So clearly this played a more important part. This Wispmother was meant to guard this blade, but I can't for the life of me figure out why. Maybe because it had something to do with ice, which is something the Wispmothers are attributed with. Possibly because it's been theorized that they were sorceresses who found immortality in some form of ice magic. If you read the book The Wispmother that you can find in Skyrim, you can find a lot more information about it there, but I don't really want to go over that right now. But it's quite an interesting quest line, it's quite an interesting place. It's simply because of the sword, the Wispmother, and the fact that it drove a man mad. The entries in the journals really make this quest line. So I do hope you enjoyed this. The first part of this series was very well received, so there's definitely going to be a lot more, including this part. Any other suggestions, I very much welcome them. If you want to talk to me, you can either do it in the comment section below, or you can do it on Twitter, at thenthapple, which you'll find the link for at the end of this video. And any suggestions for any other content on any other type of medium that I do, I would also appreciate as well, because knowing what you guys want is always a bit of a help. And beyond that, I hope you did enjoy this episode, and I hope I will see you in the next one. And goodbye. This is the end of the episode. You reached it. Here, have a metaphysical high five. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave some feedback in the comment section below. If you have any suggestions for future content, I would love to hear them. Or just to hear you talking to me in general, because it's pretty good crack. If you want to talk to me on a more regular and or personal and or quicker level, follow me on Twitter at thenthapple. If you want to get regular updates to my content, subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, why not give it a like? And if you want to let other people see it and help me grow, I always appreciate shares, because sharing is caring. And as always, I hope I will see you in my next episode. And goodbye.